Have a great day. In this video, we are going to see the meaning, definition, characteristics, types, process, and elements of delegation of authority. Come on, let's see the meaning of delegation of authority. It is a process by which a manager assigns work to his subordinates, granting him necessary authority to execute the work and make him accountable for the performance. We can also say that delegation is the process of getting result through others. Delegation refers to downward transfer of authority from a superior to a subordinate. It enables a manager to distribute his workload to subordinates and concentrate on his high priority activities. According to Theo Hyman, delegation of authority merely means the granting of authority to subordinates to operate within prescribed limits. Here we have the characteristics of delegation. Firstly, delegation is the fundamental aspect of organization, which means it is the most fundamental aspect of management because it entitles to getting work through others. Next one is division of work. Delegation is an important process of organization. It is the process of dividing organizational work, responsibility, and authority. And then flow of authority. Delegation is downward flow of authority from superior to the subordinate. And then wide area of operations. Delegation helps a manager to extend his area of operation, as without it, his activities would be limited to only what he himself alone can do. And then delegated authority can be revoked as well as it withdrawn. Yes, authority granted to a subordinate can be cancelled as well as it can be withdrawn to another person. Then delegation of partial authority. A manager can delegate only a part of his authority. He cannot delegate what he himself does not possess. Moreover, he cannot delegate his total authority. He has to retain those tasks which he himself can do, like setting of goals, planning, allocation of tasks, motivating subordinate, ensuring coordination as well as control. Finally, delegation differs from accountability. Yes, delegation of authority is not delegation of accountability. A manager, on assigning work to subordinates, delegates required authority and responsibility to perform the work and not accountability. The superior remains accountable for the work assigned to his subordinate. Next, here we have types of delegation. Firstly, general and specific delegation. When the subordinate is granted authority to perform all the function in the department, it is called as general delegation. On the other hand, when a subordinate is given authority to perform only certain function in the department, then it is known as specific delegation. And secondly, formal and informal delegation. When authority is delegated to subordinate in the hierarchy of organization structure, it is a formal delegation. On the other hand, when individual or group work under the head of an informal leader, it is informal delegation. And thirdly, here we have written and oral delegation. Delegation in written order and instructions is known as written delegation. On the other hand, delegation based on customs and conventions are known as oral delegation. Then finally, downward and sideward delegation. When a superior assigns duties and grants authority to his subordinate, it is downward delegation. And it is the most common form of delegation of authority. Then, when a subordinate assigns his duties and authority to another subordinate at the same level, then it is known as sideward delegation. Yes, at next, here we have elements of delegation. The process of delegation of authority involves in this three key elements. First one is responsibility, then authority, and finally accountability. Here, responsibility means the duty or obligation of a subordinate to his superior to perform an activity. It arises from a superior subordinate relationship because the subordinate is born to perform the duty assigned to him by his superior. Thus, responsibility flows upward. That is, a subordinate will always be responsible to his superior. Then, authority is the right to decide and to direct others to perform certain duties in achieving the organizational objectives. We can also say that those rights which empowers a manager to take decisions, to use organizational resources and to monitor and regulate the behavior of subordinates for the efficient performance of assigned work responsibility. It is the official right of a person. In the formal organization, authority flows from top to bottom. That is, the superior has authority over the subordinate. Then, accountability means that a subordinate to whom a duty has been assigned and authority has been delegated becomes answerable to the superior for the proper performance of his duty and for proper exercise of delegated authority. We can also say that holding an individual answerable for final result. The subordinate is held accountable to the superior for the work performed by him. It cannot be delegated and flows upward. That is, a subordinate will be accountable to a superior for satisfactory performance of a work. And now, here we have the process of delegation. Determination of expected results, assignment of duties, granting of authorities, creating of accountability. The first step in the process of delegation starts with determining the results that is expected. A manager has to define the result that is required from his subordinate to achieve the organizational objectives. In the second step of delegation, the manager assigns duty to his subordinate. Generally, a manager retains functional part of work like planning, decision making, coordinating and controlling with him, and delegates operative part of work to his subordinates. In assigning duties, a manager should take into account the capabilities, experience and knowledge of his subordinate. And at third, assignment of duties is followed by grant of necessary authority to subordinate to perform the work effectively. Generally, authority grants is in the form of transferring certain rights. Take for example, right to use company's property, right to represent the organization to outsider, right to give orders and so on. At the time of granting authority, the principle of parity between authority and responsibility should be followed. That is, only authority required by the subordinate to perform the work alone should be delegated. Then finally, creation of accountability. When a subordinate exercises authority for performing assigned job, he becomes accountable to his superior who granted authority to him. Accountability is an obligation of subordinate that he uses given authority in a proper manner for performing assigned activities. The subordinate becomes answerable to his superior for the use of authority and performance assigned to him. Yes, so far we have seen the meaning, definition, characteristics, types, process and elements of delegation of authority. I hope that you have some idea about this topic. Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you.